It's Aaron and Simon with Assets and Arbitrage. I know we've been MIA, but
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. Evening. I hope everybody is well and healthy. Definitely staying safe from these hurricanes out here. It's tearing up Florida, the East Coast. So everyone stay safe. Hope everybody has their provisions and are prepared. As always, stay stacking, stay stacking. Want to stay stacking over your ounces, stay stacking. Always stacking on that. Like she said, I don't think it's been too long. Last time we saw you, I believe I was at a basketball tournament with the young one, and he was out there tearing it up. And that was the result. They ended up getting first place, so that was a good result right there. And then we just had some things going on, so we said let's see if we can pop in here and give out this around Magnolia Pelican. All right, hello Magnolia. I'm not familiar with Magnolia Pelican. So yeah, we got a few articles we wanted to bring to you. Some things going on around. This is world global news. We always got to keep our eye on what's going on globally, so that we can know, as a macro, so we can know because it gives you signals and indicators. I call them global indicators. Instead, we watch the charts definitely, but you can see the Bitcoin price it's been in that range. You know that range. It's still in that range. Doing gain 1% is a little. It's a deal in precious metal. 1% is so. And we could talk about that. But other than that, we wait for a few people. But other than that, I mean,
it's not a normal day and we haven't been on for a while, so I wouldn't wait.
Okay. All right. Well, you want to say anything?
Other than no.
Other than no?
No, I was saying other than what the show's about.
Okay. All right. Well, before we do that, let's go. Are going to be. I know it's.
Let Freedom Ring said the sound is choppy. We are in the path of the hurricane. The sound is choppy because of the internet. We are in the path of the hurricane, so we get the fallout. We don't get the brunt of it, so I'm not sure. I'm sure it might be affecting the internet. So we're sorry about that.
Yeah, internet has been choppy recently
with the hurricane.
Yeah, so
and it's raining.
Yeah, it's raining now. So if you could just slow it down. Yeah, so BRICS. Grows. They're trying to get off of the dollar. And so while the BRICS alliance is strengthening its banking system, the U.S. seems to be on a downhill. In the last 3 years alone, 15 U.S. banks collapsed, renewing fears of financial instability across the country. The BRICS bloc has pushed de-dollarization efforts, especially since it expanded its numbers. Now the pressure is mounting on the U.S. dollar as the country's banks face over $500 billion in unrealized losses, according to a new report. So unrealized losses, you understand, because they haven't sold till you sell, that's a realized loss. So haven't sold, but unrealized losses almost $500 billion. That's a lot of money. Okay.
Do you want me to read it?
No, that's okay. A finance expert at Florida Atlantic University revealed that the United States unrealized losses on investment securities are over 500 billion as of the end of quarter two 2024. This is a slight downtrend from the first quarter of the year, a decrease to 513 billion from 518 billion. However, it's still a significant loss for one of the strongest economies in the world. Banks are now saddled with more than $500 billion on the balance sheet in their papers. The development shows that the US banks are at risk, while central banks of the BRICS are massively accumulating gold to hedge against the US dollar.
So first they were hoarding the dollar. Now they're hedging against the dollar.
These banks collapsed. So Friend talks about be wary of Bank of America. Okay, Bank of America is in a bad position. Okay, so if you see something about Bank of America and they'll get bailed out one way or the other, somebody will buy them or something like that. But yeah, so if you have Bank of America, just be wary that something may happen. There's the other part here. So you're down $500 billion. Well, what do you think the U.S. is going to do about that? Maybe they go to the printing press. See, there you go. Which will debase the dollar even more. But they have no other because it's on. So they must do something about it.
So if they're down $500 billion in unrealized loss, they're going to print more money.
Yeah, that's their game plan. That's how they get down.
So Ed Diaz said the BRICS nations won't be able to do much damage for a while. They all hold US dollar debt and they still owe it in our currency. Their best bet is to build outside of the SWIFT system, but that's it. Yeah, it's going to take time, but it will catch up to the US. That's the problem.
I got a story about that too. So, and at the last thing they said, BRICS nations are massively accumulating gold to hedge.
Yeah.
It upped it per month to 93 million per month. That's a large increase. So what do you think Russia's doing? Russia is getting prepared. So, I'm not going to go through the whole article. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay. Here he says, Lynn M. chaired professor finance at Florida Atlantic University. He says the 10-year treasury yield has been extraordinarily volatile for the past 2 years as inflation has increased. Now, put their money, they don't want volatility. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Now, banks are also affected by the exposure to uninsured deposits. So you know what those are. Those are deposits, I guess, above 250,000?
But why? Why would you have an uninsured deposit in a world where these banks are just collapsing? Like, who's in charge? Who's at the wheel?
I'm thinking about individuals. Somebody might have $500,000 in an account.
Why? Nobody told you don't do that?
Maybe not.
But do you remember when Roku it was like $500 million or something ridiculous? And when that was the first bank to go down for the top of the year. Remember, that was an uninsured deposit. They weren't sure if they covered it, I guess, because it's
You talking about that bank over there in Silicon Valley?
Silicon Valley Bank. Yep, It was the first bank to collapse in 2024.
They probably thought everything was good at Silicon Valley.
I mean, I think the FDIC did cover it because of who they were. Yeah. But my question is, whoever the CFO in charge having?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be like you had 10 important things at work? Wouldn't that be top 3?
Yeah, yeah. And that's probably a tough phone call to make. So this combination can be especially lethal as the U.S. dollar suffers as well from inflation and BRICS pressure. So the U.S. dollar is taking on a lot of heat right now.
Yeah, it is.
Even it's still being the world reserve currency.
It's breaking up real bad. I think we should abandon ship. It's breaking up real bad.
Is it?
Yes.
I can't tell. Wow.
Well, I can because I can keep seeing the thing.
I seen a yellow thing pop.
You want to try it again tomorrow early?
When the sun's out.
Yeah. First Republic Bank, which failed and subsequently bought by JP Morgan Chase. It was First Republic? No, Rose was Silicon Valley Bank, though. They weren't with First Republic Bank. But maybe they weren't the first bank to collapse for the year. I think I got where you're going, Cryptonomics. Since we're having such a bad stream, we're going to try to do it tomorrow earlier when the sun's out. If the sun comes out. And try to continue the podcast because we don't want it to be choppy.
Okay.
Want to do that?
Yeah, if they can.
You want to do it maybe tomorrow at like 2 Eastern?
Drive people. Should be trillion.
Wait on them.
I don't know. I would go through, but if you want to just cut it.
All right, go ahead. You keep trying.
All right, BRICS. This is another.
Oh, don't do it tomorrow. Milton will order by then. I hope you and your family are safe because I know y'all are like right, and we're getting fallout because we always get the fallout from the Gulf.
Yeah.
But I know you guys are right in so tomorrow would be bad too. But you can see what happened. We get all of y'all weather. It's too choppy. We can hear, but the audio's choppy. So let's just wait till this weekend.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll probably have a little bit different news on this weekend. I can finish out this other one and then we'll have a different topic maybe.
I don't know. Go ahead and try it.
All right. I'll finish out this last article and then I guess we'll have to wrap it up because of the choppiness. BRICS eyes petro for oil settlements as during this one they want settlements in petro yuan. So let's see what that means. The world appears to be increasingly moving toward a multipolar future as Western sanctions on Russia has hastened the de-dollarization trend. According to one think tank, the world order could soon see a major shakeup as BRICS countries consider using the petro yuan for oil settlements. So it's harming itself by putting something on Russia. And all Russia is doing is hurrying up to get this petro yuan going. So unlike BRICS summit in 2023, which was waved off by Western observers as real threat of the dollar, October summit in Kazan, Russia, is set to be groundbreaking for 2 reasons, wrote Herbert Honishich, senior fellow at Zhejiang University and a former senior economist at the Bank of International Settlements. So a very highly accomplished gentleman. The first reason cited by Honish is the expansion of BRICS members since the last summit, right? Comparing the Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa has expanded by 5 important new members. That would be Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Iran, Egypt, and Ethiopia, he noted. Saudi Arabia, the world's main supplier of petrol, has also joined a project Enbridge the Bank for International Settlements digital currency arrangement. So that is interesting. The country has made comments about considering alternatives to the present dollar-based oil payment system and being open to using the petro yuan for all oil settlements. And so that is good. That's good for them, but that's bad for the United States because now they can't force these nations to use the dollar. For them to purchase the dollar and then turn around and use it settlements.
But the funny thing is that they traded a petrol dollar to a petrol yuan.
Yes.
I mean, you just.
And the reason that I guess that's okay is because China is part of the BRICS, so right. I guess that makes it okay.
Gotcha.
It will use the Kazan summit as a means to push BRICS members to join this endeavor. He warned Russia is planning a new denomination for oil, the petro yuan, its own Enbridge system to pay for oil and even common BRICS currency to reduce dependence on the dollar. So as the feasibility of the plan, Ponish noted that a fully fledged currency needs three functions: denomination of payment and storage of value. So where they're getting the dollar storage of value. And so only in the fact that the dollar is stronger than almost every other currency, the storage of value.
It's better than
working together. So this petro yuan can meet those, right? Anything short of these is not a currency. The petro yuan struggling to meet these requirements. Denomination can be done at the drop of a hat. Just put a price label in on the renminbi. I always had trouble with that right here.
Oh, the renminbi.
Yeah, I always had trouble.
Every barrel of oil.
Yeah, that's what I was using.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, I use yuan, but they're the same.
Achieving a means of payment, however, is way more complicated. So he also highlighted that the Johannesburg Summit communique, brought up the SWIFT use. Before noting that this setup has already run into trouble as participating Chinese banks face scrutiny elsewhere and thus may be sanctions. There we go. Problems have also caused there are imbalances among the BRICS countries using national currencies. So there's piles of Indian rupees at Russian banks paying for Russian oil imports. But the main challenge facing the petro yuan, according to the SME, will be putting enough renminbi major oil importing countries such as India, as they do not run current with China. These countries do not earn enough renminbi to pay for their oil imports. They must be provided with the renminbi through other channels. So you got like the tripling dilemma kind of at their front door.
Yeah, they don't print money like the United States
does. So there's not enough in circulation.
Yeah, they would the United States would fix that problem by printing money. That's what they would do, but yeah. That's what they go through. But China is problems, but they don't print money like that.
That's funny though. God was good. How are we going to? She just going to print more money. What do you mean?
That's 60 Minutes. If you've seen that interview on 60 Minutes, she's very good at evading questions.
No, she's not good at evading questions.
I'm like,
and that's what the YouTuber was trying to show you, that she's not good at evading the question.
Well, he held her feet through not what the question was. So yeah, you like to see that. Sorry about the choppiness.
We're gonna catch y'all this weekend when the storm's over. Everyone's safe, and we can kind of chat with you guys a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely, and just short information. We'll be back, like she said, on the weekend. So hope everybody stays safe.
Follow Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Tell Mrs. We're going to check in with y'all this weekend. If anybody else is in the wake of the storm, we pray that you guys are safe or can get to safety. Good night, y'all. We'll try it again this week.